Ranking the best theme teams in Madden 25. And boys, we are back here with another tier list update. Today, we're going to be talking about theme teams in Madden 25 Ultimate Team. Now, before we do go on ahead and get into the first lineups right here, there's a couple things we did different with this theme team ranking. So first off, I looked at every single individual roster and I broke it down into two groups. I had good pieces, elite pieces. I made the elite pieces, which I think are top end cards in the game, count double the points. And basically the team's point total decided where they ranked in today's tier list. Now, what I also want to start off this video by saying is the fact that these theme teams are only 20 out of 20. Every single theme team is good, and if you have a favorite team that you want to run that makes the game enjoyable, you run that. This video is just overall like effectiveness and meta. If I have your favorite team lower but you still like using the cards, just run them. Don't be discouraged because of that. Before we get into today's video, I do want to talk about our sponsor real quick, MMOEXP.com. If you guys want an alternative to buying packs, consider buying coins at MMOEXP and make sure to use code DILL at checkout for 5% off your order. And now the very first theme we have right here is the San Francisco 49ers. So the elite pieces on the team for me is a running back, CMC or Raheem Mostert. I should say as well, I avoided counting all 32 team chem players for each individual team. It's just the players that get specifically that team chem. So for instance, Raheem Mostert is the one counting for the 49ers. I think he is an elite level running back in the game. And receiver wise, I think Randy Moss, elite receiver. You get the best tight end in the game with the Duke. And then we get to talk about some pieces on defense like Tony Jefferson, top end safety in the game. We get Richard Sherman, another elite card in the game. All-Pro Fred, I still think is the best middle linebacker. You get Javon Hargrave as well, who again, I think is elite. Really the only whole spot on the team is like quarterback. Like everything else is relatively solid. You get a good wide receiver 2 in Ayuk. Guess wide receiver 3 could use some work. I like Juszczyk as a utility player. Chase Young is a pretty solid rusher in the game still with his speed. I like Arden Key. Like you have a lot of pieces on this team. And the 49ers actually had tied the most amount of points for us. So they are going to go ahead and kick off our S tier. After that, we get the Chicago Bears. That does have some nice pieces. Again, I like Raheem Mostert. I like Velus Jones. I like DJ Moore. I like Roma Dunze. And these rookie premieres are going up to 87. So all of them, in my opinion, are elite. Their offense is really, really nice. Greg Olsen is a great tight end in the game as well. Really where I think they're lacking is like secondary, like safety. Warner isn't really good. So this is a pretty good combo theme team because they do have some linebackers. They have some pieces on defense. It's just overall as a whole, their offense a lot better. So in my opinion, the Bears are a pretty good representation of the C tier, like very strong offense, relatively weak defense. After that, we get an every single year disrespected theme team. It feels like the Bengals. The Bengals, in my opinion, only have one elite piece on their team, and that's going to be Chad Johnson. Like Jamar Chase is good. Wouldn't say he's elite for the theme team purposes. Joe Mixon's a solid running back. Literally the only card that really does anything, I think, is Chad Johnson. So for me, the Cincinnati Bengals theme team is going to go ahead and be in the F tier, and I feel like every single year this team's in the F tier. They just get disrespected. And now right after that though, we get the Buffalo Bills, where you get elite QB and Josh Allen, one of the best in the game, one of the best running backs in beast mode. I like Stephon Diggs. I like Keon Coleman, already off to 4 elite pieces on the team for us. And then really besides that, I like Rasul Douglas. I consider him elite on a theme team still. And I also really like Greg Rousseau. So that's all the elite pieces. I think they're, again, a really, really solid team, man. They're lacking a little bit of corner and safeties, of course. And I think that's the only thing that really hurts him. But this is, again, a really solid theme team. I like the Bills theme team. I'm putting them in the B tier. After that, we get the Broncos. Now, the Broncos theme team does have some really nice cards. For instance, Jerry Jeudy is an elite level card, in my opinion. Even though he's an 84, he is elite on a theme team up to 87 speed. The Duke, one of the best tight ends in the game. You get one of the best corners in Pat Surtain, and you get one of the best safeties in Justin Simmons. But besides that, it's a whole lot of nothing, man. Like, there's really not much else going on with this team. The Broncos they just don't have enough pieces, in my opinion. They are also going to be in the F tier, even though they have some of the better cards in the game. And now after that, we get the Cleveland Browns theme team. Cleveland actually has some really nice cards. Again, I like Raheem Mostert. I like Amari Cooper. I like Jerry Jeudy. David Njoku is a beast as well. Then we get some cards like Ronnie Harrison, Jabril Peppers that I think are solid. Other elite level cards, I really like Myles Garrett as well. So yeah, I think the Browns theme team is really, really solid. They're going to be by the Bears for me in the C tier. After that, we get the Bucs. So the Bucs theme team, who do I consider elite on this team? You could debate both of them being elite, but like I gave them a singular elite point because I think you would like either or, and maybe I should have done double, but I think they're both really good cards. Could be argued elite, but besides that, you get Revis and you get Sherman as well, and you get some solid cards like Winfield Jr. isn't the worst on the theme team. It's just a lot of meh at that point. So yeah, I mean, even the quarterback Brady, I don't think he's an elite level quarterback in the game anymore. I think you need the mobility. So yeah, for me, Tampa Bay is going to be in the D tier. This is another super interesting one. We get the Cardinals. The Cardinals are weird. So you get CJ2K, arguably the best running back in the game. You get Maserati Marv, arguably the best wide receiver in the game. And then you get some cards like Antonio Cromartie. You get Tony Jefferson as well. And these are all the elite cards on the team, in my opinion. That is all really, really nice. You get cards like JJ Watt as well. That's solid. This is, again, a great combo theme team. It's just like, if you were to run the Cardinals theme team, where are you lacking? Tight end, middle linebacker, offensive line, CB, safety. So that's what really hurts their ranking, in my opinion. And they ended up being in the D tier point wise, but they do have some of the best cards in the game. Besides those elite cards, there's not a whole lot else going on. But again, great combo theme team because you can boost up those elite cards. Now, after that, we get the Chargers. I like LT. The receivers aren't offering you much, but Hunter Henry is a beast as well. And then defense side of the ball, I like Crow. I like Asante Samuel Jr., Tony Jefferson, and Derwin James. You have a lot of great cards on this team, including like Joe Alt, Larry Little on the offensive line. Got to mention Joey Bosa as well, but where they're lacking is receiver. And again, you can use whole spots on receiver. You can use a whole spot on quarterback as well. But I still think they have some of the better, like, full theme team in the game. They're going to be B tier for me. Now, after that, we get the Chiefs. So the Chiefs, Mahomes, he's not the best quarterback in the game, but he's okay. Like, I don't think he's great. He's not the reason you would run him, of course, but you get cards like Xavier Worthy and Tyreek Hill, which we should be getting an AKA Tyreek Hill. So that gives him a big time boost. I mean, these two receivers right here are going to be insane. So that's great. You get Tony G at tight end as well. So like offensive wise, they're looking elite. And when we go to the defense, really the only elite card in my opinion is Darrelle Revis with that universal. Joining him is a bunch of just really good cards. Like you get Chris Jones, you get Leo Chanel, you get Nick Bolton, you get potentially Juan Thornhill, Justin Reed, Trey Smith on the O-line, Creed Humphrey, Joe Thuney, Willie Rowe. Like the Chiefs team, if it went back to 50-50, this team is even more insane. But like they have top end talent and they also have enough spots where it's like very easy to run a Chiefs team. It is very, very easy. So yeah, I'm going to place Chiefs also in this S tier. Now after that, we get the Colts team. Cards I love on this team. You will get Marshall Faulk at running back, elite card. Reggie Wayne as well is great. Other cards I really like on the team, I like Crow. And you also potentially get Joe Klecko as well, which I think he's one of the best defensive ends in the game. You get a solid quarterback in Anthony Richardson. You get some good pieces here and there. I think the Colts team is pretty solid. I'm gonna place them in the C tier. After that, we get the Washington Commanders, elite quarterback, whether it's Kirk or Jaden Daniels, by the way. I think they're both great. Montez Sweat is elite. You get the Duke at tight end, another elite card, and their safeties are kind of nuts. Sean Taylor, Paul Krause, and Ken Houston, even Jeremy Chin as well. Like they probably have the best safety room in the game, and I really like their theme team. Just again, they're kind of lacking a little bit like receiver and stuff, like A tier caliber theme team, and I really debated it. Some of the A tier teams, you might be a little bit surprised. Yeah, I'm gonna place Washington in this B tier. I might move them up. Now we get the Cowboys right here. Honestly, was kind of surprised how bad this theme team is. I mean, you get Micah Parsons, who's a beast. Amari Cooper is also great as well. But besides that, I mean, you don't really get much else. I mean, Trevon Diggs good, really weak, which just kind of surprising. Would have thought they would have kind of gassed the Cowboys theme team, but they ended up being in the D tier for me. Now we get the Dolphins theme team right here. Still not over Thursday night. Am I well? No. But anyway, back to the Dolphins. So they have Ricky Williams, elite level running back, Tyreek Hill, elite level wide receiver, especially the AKA cards that's dropping. I think Javon Holland is elite. I think Jalen Ramsey is elite. I think Andrew Van Ginkel is elite card as well, especially as a user coverage linebacker. Like, I think there is some pieces to this team. I think they're solid. I am placing the Dolphins in the B tier. We also get the Philadelphia Eagles right here. And Eagles, love the Mike Vick card. Saquon Barkley's 87 Ultimate Alumni is a beast. Javon Hargrave is amazing. The receivers are a little bit lacking at this point, but they do have some great corners. Big Play Slay, Rasul Douglas, Cooper DeJean all the way up as well. Beast. So yeah, I think they have some strong points. I think they have some really weak points as well. And also their offensive line isn't crazy at this point. For me, I placed the Eagles in the C tier. This is again a team that I could see you bumping them up and bumping Washington up as well. After that, we get the Falcons, which again, I'm just kind of surprised how bad this team was. You get an elite level quarterback and you get Tony G at tight end. Besides that, man, you don't really get anything. I mean, you do have, of course, Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons, pretty solid cards, but there really isn't much here. So yeah, I think the Falcons team is going to be in the F tier for us. The Giants are one of the surprise theme teams today that looking at them, you wouldn't think they were that good, but let's go over who I think is elite on this team. Well, Saquon Barkley's 87 Ultimate Alumni, he's an elite card. Malik Neighbors, elite card. And besides that, on offense, you don't really get much, but let's talk about the safeties. Tony Jefferson, think he's a top end safety in the game. Tyler Nubin's 87 overall, top end safety in the game. Julian Love, top end safety in the game. That's 5 elite level cards right there. And then you get debatably 2 of the best edge rushers in the game as well, with Brian Burns and Lawrence Taylor. Like, these 2 cards are great. And even if you wanted to, something you could do, you can use our Brian Burns as well. You could. They're elite level cards. You also get Dexter Lawrence as well. There isn't a lot of like good level cards to join them, but they have some of the top end pieces at positions in this game. Really where they're lacking a little bit of depth of receiver, and their cornerback room sucks, to put it blankly, but they have a lot of safeties. They have a lot of just like top end pieces in this game. And for me, the Giants, it looks a little weird, but given how many cards are top end at their position, they actually ended up making the A tier for us. I was kind of thinking, let me know down below in the comments the next time we update if I should do this. I think we should also have another elite position tier where it's like quarterback, running back, receiver, DB that counts for like triple instead of double. You know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense, because the Giants is a lot of like DT, a lot of like pass rush linebackers that you might not want to boost. They are elite level players in the game, in my opinion. We also get the Jacksonville Jags right here, and the Jags pieces I like. Trevor Lawrence, arguably the best quarterback in the game right now. Travis Etienne, beast on a theme team. Yes, I'm considering Brian Thomas Jr. elite on a theme team. I am. And besides that, you get cards like, again, Jalen Ramsey, consider him elite on a theme team. Besides that, again, you get Trayvon Walker, consider him elite on a theme team. So a lot of great cards on this team. And then they also have some good cards too, like Arden Key. Love him as a pass rusher. He's a beast. Foyce Alukan, great card. Evan Ingram, good card as well. Quincy Williams, Josh Hines Allen, Shaquille Griffin's usable on a theme team. Like, they have a lot of pieces. So while this ranking again might surprise you, they're actually ranking right by the Giants for me in this A tier. And then after that, we get the Jets, and the Jets have a lot of pieces. So we get Mike Vick at QB. Think he's an elite level quarterback in the game. We have LT or CJ2K, both elite level running backs. Either way, it didn't even matter, good or great. This is a usable card on the theme team. Tyler Conklin's even solid as well. And then you get a pretty decent, you get Tyron Smith on the O-line. Safety wise doesn't look great until you can get this Ed Reed, but CB wise, Crow, Revis, Sauce. I mean, Crow and Revis, I'd say, are elite on the theme team. Sauce is good card. And you get Quincy Williams. Also get the best D-line in the game. You get Joe Klecko, you get Marty Lyons, and you get Mark Gastineau. Like, there's just a lot of the best in this game potentially. So yeah, the Jets for me are another addition to this S tier. Love their D line in particular. I think they are one of the best theme teams in the game. And now we get the Lions. Right here that I think have a lot of good pieces on the team, like Matt Stafford, good quarterback. Receivers aren't really great, but Laporta, elite piece. You get Big Play Slay, you get Terran Arnold, both elite. Melifonwu, I'd say is elite. And yeah, you get a bunch of other good pieces on the team as well. I think they are a relatively solid theme team. For me, I think the Detroit Lions are again in this B tier. We also get the Packers right here that again do have a lot of good cards. Like Aaron Jones for me isn't an elite level running back. He's more along the lines like a good level running back. So not an elite card. You get Jaden Reed, you get Christian Watson. Again, they're both good receivers. I just don't think they're like elite in the game. Yeah, the only elite card that I think you get is Rasul Douglas, which even that you can debate whether you think Rasul Douglas is elite level card. Quay Walker, I like him on a theme team. Rashawn Gary, Clay Matthews. But yeah, I just feel like there's just not enough good cards being boosted on this team. The Packers ended up being F tier for me. After that, we get another surprising one right here. We got the Panthers, and the Panthers, you get an elite level running back with Brooks or McCaffrey, especially Brooks up to an 87. You get DJ Moore, you get Steve Smith, again, 2 elite level receivers. Brian Burns, already said he was elite. Rasul Douglas, I think he is elite. You get potentially Jordan Fuller, Jeremy Chin at safety. You get Shaquille Griffin, JC Horn, I think they're usable on a theme team. Like Luke Kuechly, one of the best middle linebackers in the game, especially on a theme team, even without it, one of the best. A lot of elite level pieces. They're kind of like the Giants with the fact that it's a lot of positions you may not care about. they have elite level talent at a ton of positions in the game, so they're going to be A tier for me. After that, we get the Patriots. Tom Brady, okay quarterback in the game. Receiver, love Chad Johnson, love Randy Moss, 2 elite level players. Josh Uche is elite. You get the best corner in the game in Christian Gonzalez. Darrelle Revis is a beast as well. Again, I think this is a really solid theme team in the game. Get some really nice boosts. For me, the Patriots are also in this B tier. Now we get the Raiders. Max Crosby, elite. Marshawn Lynch, elite. Tyreek McAllister, Amari Cooper, Randy Moss. One of the best offenses, by the way, because they also have Brock Bowers. Like, a lot of firepower on offense, but where they're lacking a little bit, corner and safety, even though the Edgewater Carl Joseph actually isn't that bad. Lacking in the secondary, but man, their offense is good. They have some pieces on the D line. I think the Raiders are another B tier caliber theme team. And I'm also going to move Washington up into A. I think they're better than the guys in B. Now, after that, we get the Rams. Now, the Rams do have some elite pieces like Marshall Faulk at running back. You get Clay Matthews, you get Jalen Ramsey, and then you get a bunch of solid cards like Jordan Fuller as well. Like, I don't think this theme team is really that bad. I like Bobby Wagner as well on a theme team as a user. He's okay. Cup, Puka on a theme team, not bad. Braden Fishk as well is a really great end in the game on the theme team. For me, the Rams are also going to be in the C tier. After that, though, we get the Ravens, and the Ravens are loaded. I mean, Lamar's still a good quarterback in the game. You get elite level cards with Ricky Williams, with Steve Smith, with Patrick Queen, Isaiah Likely, Nate Wiggins as well. You get potentially Earl Thomas, Tony Jefferson. Like, these cards are great. And then backup wise, you get Deshaun Elliott and Kyle Hamilton. Like, again, great safety room. I think the Ravens are another S tier caliber theme team. Think they're great. Put in a mess. I think this was the worst theme team in the game, the Saints theme team. So this is kind of bad because the only elite level card was Ricky Williams. And besides that, there wasn't a ton of good cards. Like, Chris Olave's Bate Corley isn't even a good card. Chase Young's good. Besides that, I mean, got a whole lot of like nothing. I mean, Willie Roaf, sure. But yeah, I think this is probably the worst theme team in the game right now. Saints going in the F tier. After that, though, we get the Seahawks. Love Marshawn Lynch. DK is still relatively solid on a theme team. You get Bobby Wagner, Tyrell Dodson, Greg Olson, Richard Sherman, Shaquille Griffin's an okay card on the theme team as well. But the safety room again, Julian Love, Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor. Really good cards across the board. Think they need a little bit more on offense. I am placing the Seahawks also in the C tier. After that, we get the Steelers, and the Steelers, you get Mike Vick, you get potentially Hines Ward, and other cards I really like on the theme team. I mean, Deshaun Elliott, Minka are good. Mel Blunt is elite. Herbig is elite. Patrick Queen is elite. TJ Watt's a good card. Cameron Hayward's a good card. Hargrave, Mean Joe Green, both elite cards as well. So yeah, Steelers have a ton of great cards on their team. I am placing them in the A tier. And after that, we get the Texans. The Texans, elite level quarterback in CJ Stroud. Pretty good running back left in with JJ Watt and Joe Mixon. Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins, both elite. Tank Dell is a pretty solid receiver. Derek Stingley, elite level corner. Jalen Petrie, I think, is elite on the theme team. Jimmy Ward is solid on the theme team. And yeah, I think the Texans, another very solid theme team. I am placing them in the B tier. After that, we get the Titans, and the Titans love Derrick Henry or CJ2K, both elite level running backs. You get Randy Moss as well. You get a bunch of good cards like JC Latham, Skoronski, like a bunch of O linemen. Ken Houston's great, or he's elite on a theme team. You get potentially Chance Campbell, Arden Key. Chance Campbell was someone that I don't consider elite, but he's a really good card. For me, the Titans were also in this D tier. And now the last theme team we got right here is the Minnesota Vikings. So the Vikings have elite level quarterback, whether it's JJ or Kirk Cousins. Love the gift wrap quarterback. Okay running back with Aaron Jones. Not much on the D line, but CJ Ham, he's a good card. Stephon Diggs, Tristan Jackson, Randy Moss, great receiver trio. Dallas Turner is elite as well. Tyler Conklin, again, think he's solid. Think Andrew Van Ginkel's elite. And yeah, great receivers. Paul Krause is also amazing. Like, Vikings theme team looks really, really nice in my opinion. I am placing the Vikings in the A tier. So yeah, boys, this has been my thoughts on theme teams in Madden 25 Ultimate Team. And basically what I tried to do with this list and how I was trying to rank it was having the teams with the most amount of usable cards be in the higher tiers. So yeah, these were my thoughts on it. These were my rankings. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with. Who do you think should go up? Who do you think should come down? What theme team are you rocking? But yeah, boys, if you did enjoy this video, you enjoy content like this, want to see me use some of these theme teams or some of the cards we talked about today, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you guys do want to go ahead and see me use some of these cards live on stream though, make sure to hit that noti bell here on YouTube. You'll be notified every time I upload or go live here. Or if you want to watch on the Twitch, check the links in the description, hit that Twitch with a follow. But if you guys do want another video to watch, check out this one right here.